Oh, we're gonna get ATC at some point further down. And we're gonna get Guangzhou Center. Very good. So that will be a bit of an adventure, actually. Yeah, Guangzhou Center, come on. 13275. Beautiful. We'll be with him quite soon. So still trying to acquire like 3 miles right of track. Maintaining 11,000 meters on a southwesterly direction. And, all good. Flip whip, hey. No problem at all, man. It's Friday night, Saturday morning. No worries at all. Yeah, ex-buddies, thank you for the weather update at 3 Zulu, 290 at 5, few at 25, scattered at 3000, so 32 degrees already. 1011. We'll preset 1011. So yeah, runway 25 right, possibly, yeah. Runway 25 right with the arrival over the water and over the city, then and turning back out. It's a lovely approach. Yeah, this is pretty much real time. It's 3:12 or 3:13. I think maybe it's lost a tiny amount of time, but this is real time. So about 11 o'clock in the morning now in China, and yeah, it's lovely. We're gonna get ATC over like Guangzhou. No, ex-buddies, in China you've got to be on your toes. So forgetting to switch to meters now. It's I mean, they will tell you when you fly into China, obviously from outside, you are maintaining feet, and then as you enter the initially you're still maintaining feet because there's a little kind of transition area, but quite quickly they tell you climb or descent in meters. So, but as I just did like maybe 5 minutes ago, it's just a matter of adding 100 feet to your current level. So if you are like at 370, it would be like 371 for 11,300 meters. For 36,000 feet, it's 36,100 for which is 11,000 meters. So they would tell you, to basically adjust your level in meters, and when you are in the cruise, it's not a big deal. It's just to add 100 feet. The more tricky bit is at lower levels during the descent and the climb as well, where things are a bit more dynamic. And also they don't always use levels with like plus 100. They can say, for example, like they can ask you to use let's say like I think it's 7,800 meters, which is 25.6. Yeah, 7,800 meters is 25.6. So in feet the number is different, to the normal levels plus plus 100, so you've got to be careful, look at the conversion chart properly. It's good here on the PFD. Actually, we've got the equivalents in meters as well. So ATC there might not be aware of the 3 miles rough track or 5 miles rough track, whatever they give you. That's a real world thing. The controller and Guangzhou center here on the network might not be aware of that thing. They might just ask us to fly the center line, so we'll see how that goes. Hello Daffies. Yeah, I've had a good rest. What about you? You all good? Talking about rest makes me think I need to get back into the menu and cancel the auto step climb and cancel the pause at top of descent. I think we left Toronto, it was about 8 or 9 o'clock local time yesterday. Yeah, or maybe actually it said it was 1400 Zulu more or less, so that was 10 o'clock local time according to PFPX. And we're gonna land in Hong Kong after like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so the following day. So that's a bit of a thought process, isn't it? Yeah, that is correct, ex-buddies. You're not supposed to have the drinks given to you over on the center pedestal, yeah. Just in case of any spillage, because you've got all the radios here, the center FMC as well, so they don't want, you know, any spillage to kind of get into all the radio and all the comms system here, which is fair enough. So the crew would kind of come in the flight deck and would come, like, you know, behind and would serve you this way. So you got the little cup holder here where you can put your drink. There's another cup holder here, and yeah, once you finish, you can, if they give you a tray, you can put the tray on this as well, which is alright. But yeah, your drinks will go in this cup holder and the cup holder here at the front, depending on your mood, wherever you feel more comfortable putting it here or here. And it's the same on the other side as well. You've got the cup holder here and the cup holder there. This is like added up by PMDG. You wouldn't really have like the full like flight bag here with all the binders. That's but you would put your your personal flight bag here, but not the flight bags with, sometimes like they've got binders with the charts and all that stuff. You wouldn't have that. The MAT station, the kind of engineering station, so the guy would the engineer would come on and have access to all the engineering data of the aircraft here. So if there's any glitch, then they would try to troubleshoot here in particular. Here we've got like the two cabinets where there's usually they can store anything. Here you can see it looks like they got binders and books in there. They can store anything they want, really. Then there's another little cabinet here, where down here as well they can store documents. In this, usually they store the roll for the paper roll for the printer. So it comes like the paper comes around like some sort of cardboard roll, and then you would open the roll and put the paper here on the printer, which is below the handset. Yeah. The back seat pocket there, where the life jackets are. Usually there's some sort of what is it called? Some sort of like adhesive tape to keep the top like closed, but you can pull it off. And then inside the seat pocket there is there's like 2 life jackets in each seat, because there can be like up to 4 of us here in the flight deck. So you've got two life jackets here and 2 life jackets there. There's another little storage area there, which they can use for various things. Kind of closet there, where you can usually hang the jackets. There will be like some sort of like hangers and a pole there to hang the jackets. And another couple of compartments there. You can see here there's a high-vis jacket. That's where we put like the high-vis, the torch for the walk around at night. There like some spare bulbs or things like that. The door and those hooks up there on the to hang the hats. We don't have like all the certificates like that for the aircraft. Actually never looked at these. Certificate of sanitary construction, very good. Registration, not transferable. Okay. Standard airworthiness certificate, yeah. That's more like a FAA thing. Licensee name, yeah. So yeah, you don't really have the certificates up there. That's the way they've done it. Yeah. So 1 jump seat here, as I said. It's two guys at the controls, plus there can be 2 guys sitting on the jump seat at the end. So 1 jump seat here and 1 jump seat there. So this guy has access to oxygen here. It's an oxygen mask on that center little separation thing, the little cabinet. And there's another oxygen mask up here for the guy sitting on the right jump seat. So the interior of the flight deck here is quite well modeled. Gives you an idea of what it's like inside. That's quite cool, you know. Boeing 777 is the best. Thank you very much. You are the best today. Thank you very much for the kind donation. Thank you. I appreciate it. So in the next 150 miles, it's going to become interesting. We're going to have Guangzhou. Guangzhou Center 13275. I'm not gonna tune in yet because he might be chatting to other aircraft, and as with the chat in the background, it's a little bit less clear for me when I talk to you guys. So I'll keep it quiet for the moment, but then we'll speak to him once we are in his bed. Actually, flying the PMDG 737 kind of keeps me, you know, remembering about it helps me like remembering about flying the 737 as I used to fly the 737. So it's a way to kind of remember about it a little bit and remind myself of the way it works. Above all, like the, you know, the checklists, the flows. A checklist is a checklist. It's not too bad, but it's more like the flows. There's much more work on the overhead panel of 7.3 than there is here, because, for example, like the on the overhead panel, there's no much work to be done. Most of the work is done by the first officer on the overhead panel, but the pre-flight on the overhead panel is quite limited because all the switches kind of stay on a kind of default position. So there's not a lot of switching and stuff going on up here. Because for example, the DAC here stays always auto, the battery, all the electrics here, all the switches stay on by default or auto. The hydraulics, we kind of play around with it a little bit, but when we pressurize the hydraulics before the push and the start, window heat, they stay on like all the time. The fuel pumps also we configure when we pressurize, but up here like the EEC mode, the auto start, all these switches stay on. The lights, of course, we change, and the air conditioning as well. A lot of the switches stay on the on position or auto. So as I said, there's a lot of switches which just stay on by default. So there's not much work going on there. So yeah. Right, so we're gonna contact that guy. I'm still on HF with Murmansk here, 4672. And we'll go. This was at some point Iceland, but we never really, they were way too far for us. We're tuned 13275. Gonna enter his bit at DAPRO. So we'll give him prior notification. Guangzhou Control, good morning, Cathay 825. To reply. Guangzhou Center, ni hao, Cathay 825. Now we are kind of 2/3 down China. We are going to enter like Guangzhou airspace, so yeah, we are like at least halfway, if not 2/3 down China, so we're almost there, but an hour to go. Or maybe he's only on text. So I'll text him. It's a bit like CPDLC. Guangzhou, good morning, Cathay 825. Okay, he says negative. Oh no, I've slept log 2772. Basically, once we go on top, after like Berry going into Russian airspace, I went to bed. Right, so I'm texting him. Since he doesn't seem to hear me, so that's a shame. Okay, he's giving me squawk 4544. Done. It's a shame he can't hear me. Don't know why. Guangzhou Cathay 825. So maintain 11,000 meters, continue flight plan route. Okay. Yeah, maybe he's not tuned. There's 16 tons left now. 16 tons left. We should get there with about 10. We departed with 130 or 31. So yeah, a good amount of fuel is gone. When you hit ident on the transponder here in the middle, it sends a signal, a kind of like bleeps on the radar screen for the controller, and that helps him like identify where you are. It's just for them like a confirmation that they've got the right radar identification. So for maybe 5 seconds it flashes on their screen, so they are, yeah, basically they've got a confirmation that they've got the correct identification, if that makes sense. Yeah, maybe this guy is shy, he doesn't want to speak English. Otherwise he's got difficulties with the internet in China is a little bit dodgy. There are a lot of restrictions, and you probably know that the likes of Google and YouTube and things like that are like restricted in China, so well, he didn't say anything about like 3 miles rough track, so I'll just keep it like this for the moment. That didn't seem to phase him too much. Yeah, now we are burning the fuel on in the center tank, and the center tank is empty. The aircraft actually I left before the center tank ran out of fuel, and the pumps switch themselves automatically as well. So that's a good feature as well of the simulation, is that you can go away from the flight deck and have still a bit of fuel in the center tanks, and once the tank empties, then you can leave it, and the pumps will switch themselves automatically, so that's good. Yeah, that's the system. we've got about 8 tons in each wing tank there, and the center tank is empty. Normally once it gets to about 1.2 and the center tank, you get the ICAS message, fuel low center. So that's a prompt to switch off the center tank pumps here, and then the remaining 1.2 tons is kind of scavenged. There's a scavenge pump that kind of gets rid of the final 1.2 tons. So the scavenge pump doesn't kick in straight away. It takes about like maybe 45 minutes, an hour to kick in, and then slowly like it's just like sucks up the remaining fuel. But like 1.2 ton for the center tank is a very small quantity, so that's why it's a specific like scavenge pump that kind of sucks up the fuel there. And it takes, as I said, about 45 minutes to 1 hour to kind of kick in. So. On this route you don't really pass the Himalaya, because you're kind of going over Mongolia and then towards Beijing, so yeah, you don't really go close to the Himalaya. Yeah, the Himalaya is an amazing area as well. The with the Himalaya, like the highest safe altitude you can fly to is about 28,000 feet. So you can imagine that if you have like either like an engine failure, if you are heavy, I mean you have to drift down and you've got to get out of there quite quickly. And if you have a depressurization, then it's even more critical, because I mean, if the highest safety height is or altitude is about 28,000 feet, you can well imagine that you cannot go down to 10,000 feet where you can breathe. So you need to stay at altitude for a long time. For us in the flight deck is not an issue, because the oxygen masks here, they've got like capacity to get us going for a while, but the passenger oxygen system only goes on for about 20-25 minutes. So so within that time frame you need to go down to at least 14,000 feet, 14,000 feet, and then keep going down as quickly as you can. So it is obviously a critical area to fly over. If you have an engine failure, well, you're gonna have to drift down, but the drift down is usually like it takes a long time to kind of happen. So, and you're still flying fast, so you cover a lot of ground and you're descending slowly. So it's maybe not so critical, but it can be, depending on how heavy you are and stuff. But depressurization over the Himalaya is a very serious event, because you cannot go down to 10,000 feet, obviously. So yeah. Yeah, it's true. In thinner air, you generate less lift. Yeah. But in thinner air as well, there's hardly any drag. So when you are in the cruise, like we are at the moment, basically the aircraft is all thrust, basically, because the air is so thin that You know, there's no drag. There still is like lift produced, of course, because otherwise you wouldn't be flying, and the weight of the aircraft is obviously still there, so you still need to produce a bit of lift. The lift and weight equation is still pretty much there, but as far as like thrust and drag are concerned, there's hardly any drag at these high levels because of the thin air. Now, if the passengers are told that you know, we'll fly faster and to try to catch up the delay, we will try to. That was for us. Expect Sierra 6 Bravo arrival. ILS 25. How much did he say? 25, right? Yeah. I was not looking at that. I'll send him the reply. Roger. Sierra 6 Bravo. ILS 25, right. So you can see on the screen there the message he sends appear, but when I type the reply, it doesn't go through. Yeah, 25, right. Thank you, Expedition. So this is a bit like a CPDLC, a little bit. CPDLC is basically like text messages. So as I said, it's usually using formatted messages, pre-formatted messages. It's not like typing like a text message or like a WhatsApp. You don't really type the message using the FMC keyboard here, for example. It's all like kind of pre-formatted messages, but if you have to send like a what we call like a free text message, so actually like typing the message yourself, you can do it, but usually it's like a pre-formatted message. So, and then you can kind of enter like the options. You can type in the options. So for example, if you request a new level, there will be like a pre-formatted message where you could like choose options, request level, and then you would actually only type the level itself. So you'll say, okay, request flight level 360, and you will type in like 360, and that'll be it. It's decent preparation time. So on the recall, there's nothing, there's no notes. What are we gonna be doing? The Sierra 6 Bravo, he said. And the ILS 25 right via Tango Delta 1. Execute. So from Sierra 280 knots, well, we can delete it actually because we're gonna be doing 279. And it's gonna change the speed and do probably something silly, so I'll delete 280, we've got 279, that's close enough. We go to Kanto, that's correct. Then to Goody. Oops. Just when we changed the pages flipped over. So I'll start again. Sierra, Kanto, Murray. Murray is 150. Then to Goody, Monty. TD is 8,000 or below, 6,000 or above. We'll do here, we'll do 230 knots, let's say. Execute. And then we turn kind of base leg towards hotel point is 8 DME, is correct. I'll make this one about 190 knots and 4,500 or above. If you don't enter like an altitude as well with the speed, it's not gonna take the speed on its own. So here we are, and river is 4.5, and then at 4 miles 12.90, and then the runway. And then for the go round we go to 3 miles straight ahead, and then we go to Lima Kilo Charlie to 4,000 feet. That's correct. And then up to 5 back to Tango Delta. So the FMC is correct in here. The only thing I want to do is maybe set 4.5 or above here as well. Oh, let's go rid of the speed. Like this. Okay, good. So with the arrival, it's taking another 10 minutes, another almost a ton of fuel. That's alright. The minima is 230. And as far as the VRF is concerned, we're going to land with 9.5 and zero fuel weight was 2157. So let's say 216 plus 9.5 is 225, 225.5 minus a little bit, let's say 225. So a gross weight of 225. And the gross weight here is going to give us flap 30 for the approach 141 plus 5 that will add up on the final approach. That's it. We'll go for auto brake 2. It's a long runway. And yeah, we still have the North Pole waypoint up here at the fixed page. It's long gone now. Set runway 25 right. So now that we have entered the arrival, we can set runway 25 right. Otherwise, runway 25 right can be any of the hundreds of runways in the world. That will set 8 miles. So I bet to configure. Yeah, Shime 2505 just in time for the arrival. That's good. Destination weather. So also as if you were like requesting the 80s via data link. So Hong Kong at 400 Zulus about 34 minutes ago. 290 at 6. 10 kilometers, few at 28, 34, 24, 1011 still. So that's good. So yeah, definitely runway 25. Good stuff. So into Hong Kong, you'll fly in feet. We kind of forget about the meters and from China, and as you transition into Hong Kong, then you fly into feet. Also, at some point, I'll get rid of the offset and fly probably straight into direct into Sierra, for example. The wing flex as well is amazing. It really does carry the aircraft into the air. It really does. Sometimes it makes you wonder how you can, you know, this thing can get going for like more than 14 hours non-stop. Yeah, it is a beauty, man. It is a beauty. Top of descent is up here. That's our top of descent point. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, but I mean, as I said yesterday, that's for us. Expect passing Sierra flight level 190, and when ready, descend flight level 190. Okay, I'll reply by text. When ready, descend flight level 190 to be level by Sierra. When ready, descend flight level 190 to be leveled by Sierra. Sent. Alright, so when ready, 190. The altitude window here to be leveled by Sierra. So we'll go in the FMC. Go to the legs page. Sierra, here is. It shows flight level 235, so that's not satisfactory. So we enter /190 for the flight level. Enter it here, and you can see flight level 190. Execute. The one thing I've not done is the forecast here is gone, and I think it's 110. The transition, and I'll request new winds if it will give it to me. We'll see. What I'm gonna do as well is cancel the offset, so I'll fly directly to Sierra now. Here's our descent forecast. Close this one, open this. Yeah, here's our forecast again, good. Yeah, it's a welcome sight. That's it. Top of descent. Idle. After 14 hours and 42 minutes. When you feel like the thrust levers coming back and the aircraft like pitching down to descent is a very welcome feeling. There's a text message. We are leaving his airspace. No further ATC services. Radar services terminated. Enter Unicom 122.8. Okay. 1228. Hold on, I'll say goodbye. Bye bye.
1,000 feet to level off.
Thanks. Right, so I've said goodbye by text. I'll continue the descent. the way to 150 initially, I think. Yeah, going too far down. 150 by Murray. For some reason, they kind of almost leveled off here. I fancy doing some vectors actually. We're gonna bypass the arrival a little bit. There's no traffic. Yeah, we're gonna bypass the arrival. I mean, there's no point flying the whole thing. It's obviously make me a little bit high, but I will go to Goody. Goody. Actually not too bad. I'm actually gonna take to Goody and re-engage the air nav. Yeah, so we're now kind of downwind, which is better. We can now go down to 6,000 feet. Yeah, so we're gonna be on some sort of downwind. I think this could be the airport here. Might be a little bit further away. And then fly over the city and stuff. And then come back out. Thank you for the follow, Adam. Welcome to the stream. No, 122 is not really internationally speaking. 122 is not really a frequency. It might be something in the States. I'm not really sure because I've never really flown in the States, but in kind of worldwide, it's not really a common thing. Yeah, I'm now kind of I'd given myself like vectors, and now I've kind of resumed the navigation with the autopilot and the computer. So now we're routing towards that Goody waypoint. The difference between fly level change and vertical speed. The moment we are in fly level change, as you can see, the thrust is back to idle. The thrust cannot be lower than 26.9 at the moment, and the aircraft is pitching down to maintain the speed. If we go vertical speed, you're gonna give it like a specific rate of descent, for example like 800 feet per minute, and to maintain that rate of descent and the speed you're asking the aircraft to fly, the aircraft needs to pitch up a little bit and add a better thrust. So basically that's the difference. Fly level change, the thrust comes back to idle and the aircraft pitches down to maintain the speed that is commanded to do, and it will give you a rate of descent regardless of, you know, of what you're asking him to do. Is just pitch down to maintain the speed and thrust to idle. Whereas like vertical speed, they will try to maintain the vertical speed you're commanding it to do, and the speed as well. So usually to maintain that, you'll have to add a bit of power to maintain. And then if we use VNAV, you can see that yellow, that magenta lozenge there, and the number is slowly decreasing. Once the lozenge gets here, if you engage VNAV, the automatics will follow the vertical profile of the descent, and we should be to do a nice continuous descent approach. So I'm gonna arm VNAV, and now it goes into thrust and VNAV speed first, and then I will follow the descent profile. As you can see, the lozenge keeps coming down and the number is reducing. And then once it's centered, hopefully it's gonna stay there. And here we will show a VNAV path. Here we are. Yeah, we are beamed the airport now. The airport is back here, like on Lando Island. And the back of it, but it's man-made, and the airport is all man-made. And the city is kind of here. And here. Transition altitude, altimeters reset 1011. Transition level, altimeters reset 1011.
1011 set.
Good stuff. He's a bit sleepy. It's been a long flight. Yeah, here's the city there. And actually you can see the old airport, Cathay airport there. They still have kept it in the scenery. In real, the site has been totally converted, more or less, I think. But yeah, that's Hong Kong. So that actually is Hong Kong Island here, I think. This side, and on the other side, on the northern side, is the rest of Hong Kong.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Yeah, the old airport was right here, in the middle of the city here, basically. Well, the city is kind of split between this island here and the other side, roughly. Obviously, it extends a little bit beyond, but these are the two main parts, I understand. Yeah. Now the airport is on a man-made island, so. Right, it's looking good so far. We'll do the approach checklist ourselves. And I'll update this guy. So we are on the path. It looks like we're gonna be below 8,000 feet at Tango Delta. That's good. So we'll go down to 4,500 feet. That's the next step. Ja, Oslo Gardermoen, ja.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at our destination shortly. If you're making a connecting flight, please see the customer service agent meeting this flight or the video monitors inside the terminal for connecting gate information. For your continued safety,
here we are.
flight attendants will now walk
The
through
old
the cabin
airport,
to
the
secure it for
city.
landing. We'll collect any off-service
So the
items, newspapers
Hong Kong
and any
Island
other
here, I
items
believe,
that you wish to
and then
discard
the
or may
rest
not
of
be taking
the
off the
city
aircraft
there.
with you. Also, in preparation for landing, please turn off
Beautiful.
all electronic devices. Stow these devices within all other carry-on items. Please use caution when opening the
Flaps
overhead
one.
bins as items
Flaps
will be
one.
tested during our flight. Please stow your tray tables and return your seats to their upright position and check the security of your seatbelt. We'll be landing shortly. Thank you.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Look again over the city. I think this side is where most of the action is, along on this side, a little bit here as well. Yeah, the old airport here, Cathay, which has been converted as we were saying. Beautiful. Right, I'll go back in the flight deck, look at what's going on. Seems to be doing well. We've got tailwind here at the moment, so we'll see what it's like at the surface. $15, yeah. Flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
Alright. We have correct sensing and the ILS is idented. We'll arm the approach. It's doing a great job. Here we are. Hong Kong.
1,000 feet to level off.
Here's the bridge we were talking about, I think.
Control.
No, I have control. That's the bridge there, I think. Yeah, it's amazing. Vertical speed. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too. Localizer and glide slope capture. So we'll set 4,000 feet initially. We've got the runway track there, 353. If you look ahead, we're actually quite close to that hill there on the approach. There's only maybe 1,200 feet clearance over that hill there. So it's quite tight actually. So we'll try to maintain about 180 knots until about 10 miles and then 160 to 5 or 170 to 5. Thank you for the follow, Hudor. I would say it's the same between like live ATC, because at the end of the day live ATC is real stuff. So is that the bridge you were talking about, Sham 2505? It's the bridge going towards I think that's called Lando Island, and then the airport. So obviously a little bridge here as well. And that's the main bridge. It's a nice bridge. It's lovely. Not yet. Soon though. Right.
2500.
That's 10 miles. Oh bugger, it's accelerating now.
Cabin crew, take your seats.
Gear down. Flaps 20.
Flaps 20.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 25.
And you need to wait 180 knots to extend the flaps to 30. Here we are. Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Landing checklist is complete.
Landing checklist. Landing checklist complete.
Good stuff. Wish me luck. After 15 hours, man, I need to get this one right. There's a bit of a headwind on the navigation display there, which is good.
Approach stable.
Approach is stable.
1000.
Glad it is. Flight director. We're flying the aircraft manually now. The puppy is on the right hand side on this one, funnily enough. That's the thing, you've been flying for like 15 hours and then all of a sudden you find yourself at the controls of this thing, which is a bit of a thought as well.
500.
Check. You've been sleeping on the aircraft and everything, and then all of a sudden after like all that time, like 15 hours after takeoff, you engage the autopilot quite early on the climb out, and then 15 hours later you take control of it.
Approaching minimums.
Check.
Minimums.
Landing.
Minimums.
Landing.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Speed brakes up. Reverses normal. $60 knots.
Manual braking.
Check.
Here we are. We made it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain has turned off the
Turn
seatbelt
left
sign
here.
and the aircraft is parked safely.
Oh, so you've been down to Hong Kong actually from LA, 15 hours 42, yeah. I've done a little bit longer. I've done just over like 16 hours. Yeah, it's never ending, man. Let me have a look at the EFB. Yeah, we're gonna turn right here on Alpha 8. Alpha 8, this is Alpha 8. And the ground staff is here. I swear the visuals are quite difficult. Oh no, it's not this time. What am I looking at? I was confused by some of the
Nose
stuff.
light coming on.
Negative. It's further down. The thing is that on the scenery there's no numbers on the gates as well, so I kind of rely on the Evlasoft DFB to show me where the gate is. Here's the marshaller up there. Here's our gate. Here's the line.
Nose light coming on.
Lights and doors.
Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check.
Stop. I will do. Parking brake set. He's not started the APU. Oh yeah, I didn't do the briefing. Sorry, that's my bad. We'll shut down one engine. What I'll do is I'll go on the ground connections. Set the chokes, ground power connected. Take it on. And now we can shut down the other engine. So yeah, I think I was mentioning earlier on, if the APU was not working and you were dispatching the aircraft with no APU, that's what you would do. You have to connect the ground power and and shut down the engines afterwards. 15 hours and 26 minutes block time. Amazing. Shutdown checklist with the parking brake is complete. Parking brake is set. That's it, guys. Welcome to
Ready for the checklist?
yeah, welcome to sunny Hong Kong. We made it. 15 hours and 26 minutes from gate to gate. It's a beautiful day down there. Here we are, folks. So thank you, guys. We are talking about polar flight. Well, that was the opportunity on this one to do a polar routing, go all the way almost to the very top via that famous waypoint Avery between kind of Greenland and Russia airspace. All the way at the top, and then continue down through Russia, Mongolia, China to Hong Kong for this 15 hours and 12 minutes. The flight plan was actually showing 14 hours and 55 minutes, but as I said, we were about like running 16 minutes behind, so that kind of makes sense. It's about 15 hours and 10 minutes roughly. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously it was in two parts, a little bit a long bit last night. Yesterday evening, the first 6.5 hours all the way to the pool, and then a little bit of a rest away to the crew rest compartment, and then come back for the last couple of hours here, and the approach and landing into Hong Kong. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for the subscriptions yesterday and the donation this morning. I appreciate it. Yeah, until next time, take care. Have a good weekend, everybody.